Hey everyone, welcome. I had a bunch of questions thrown at me this past week, and it's made me really realize that a lot of people have a misconception between leadership roles, what it's like to be a virtual leader, virtual boss, or virtual CEO. It's something that I have a little bit of experience in, and I wanted to just share some tricks that I've learned over the years to become an amazing virtual leader. One of the things that you have to understand first off, hey John, what's going on? I see you in here. One of the things that you first have to identify is that everyone has their own leadership styles. I happen to say that there is a style that works, and there are styles that don't work. I've tried a bunch of different styles. I've tried being a micromanager. I've tried being a totally hands-off guy. There's a real interesting mix that's in between. And also, it depends on who you're managing. It depends on their personality type. It also depends on what type of role that they have within your organization. So the very first thing that I want to point out to you guys is that when you are a manager or you're a leader, there seems to become this management style that we all have to really resist, because we all want to check in with everybody all the time. And that can actually be one of the worst things that you could possibly do. And the reason why is because depending on the types of people on your team, you're going to find that people need to have long chunks of time to get stuff done. Especially if you have a creative person, someone who's a web designer or graphic designer, right? Or someone who's a coder, someone who's a developer. These types of roles require very long gaps of just destruction. Like, they really require focus. And when you become a leader, hey guys, when you become a leader, a lot of times you'll have, especially if your team starts growing, I have 54 people on my team, and it's very impulsive for me to want to know what everyone's doing at any given time. And there's better ways to do that. You don't have to not have any visibility of what people are doing. I have visibility of everybody on my team, okay? Because I have systems and processes in place, and that works. You don't have to have meetings all the time. One of the things that really distracts people, and it really makes and detracts from you being an amazing leader, is not giving people the time that's needed to require focus on things. If you're going to have meetings all the time, it's going to keep people away from what they need to do. This is where the 90-10 life principle is applicable to pretty much anything and everything, because it's not just about you. The 90-10 life isn't about you. The 90-10 life is also about showing other people and making sure that they are harnessing their unique abilities as well. So everyone around you, if you have a graphic designer, you have a data encoder, you have someone doing LinkedIn marketing, whatever you have going on, you need to make sure that their focus is on the things that they do the best. You're going to get the best results when everybody is doing what they're best at. Everyone should be focused on their own unique abilities, your unique ability, everyone's unique abilities, and you will get results. That's what real virtual leadership is about. That's actually applicable to real life. If you have employees in your company, this is applicable to you 100%, because you want to make sure that your people are doing the absolute best that they can do. I want to give you a quick example of something I call a virtual sales assistant. So a virtual sales assistant is a person who basically is paired with a sales rep or a sales executive. And if you guys are familiar with the sales industry, there's a lot of calls happening. There's a lot of relationship building. Relationships is what sales is. Sales is about relationships. So salespeople should be doing what they do best, which is creating relationships. They should be doing things that are really building those relationships, harnessing them. Communication is really important. But you know what's not important? Is finding all these contacts that they want to build relationships with. That's something that is really not in their unique wheelhouse. It's below their pay grade. So what I've been able to do is help pair up sales executives, really high-powered 80, 100K, sales executives with people that are $7, $8 an hour as virtual sales assistants that can actually go out and find the people that they need to communicate with. So do you see what's going on? You have the sales assistants are doing what they do best, which is finding amazing contacts. They're prospecting. And then you have the sales executives who are out there actually building the relationships and doing that. I just want to break this down to you in that 90-10 methodology. If you have a $100,000 sales executive who's spending 4 hours of his day prospecting and finding people that you can pay $7 to $8 an hour for, you've essentially dumbed him down from $100,000. He's getting paid way more than he's worth at that point, because you can pay someone $7 an hour to do that. If you are the manager, if you're the CEO or the marketing director or the sales account director for that company, you are going to be laughed at, because first off, this is the startup economy. Everybody has assistants now, even the sales execs. With the global economy, there's absolutely no reason why you shouldn't have an assistant for you. Anybody. I don't care if you make $50,000 a year. In this global economy, you can get someone for $4, $5, $6, $7 an hour that will do an amazing job for you. Period. Okay? If you don't know how, call me. But in reality, you need to make sure that people are super focused on what they do best. That's how you're going to get the best result. And I want to give one more example here between the differences between managers and executives. So when you have managers and executives, and you also have graphic designers, or you have people that really require those blocks of time, what ends up happening is you have to be self-conscious, because as a manager, your time is usually more priority. You have more priority, and it's actually your responsibility as a manager to dumb down your time, to be conscious of the value of other people's time as well. So I want to give you some examples of how this works. If you are a manager and you have, for me, I have 50 people, and throughout the day I want to get check-in calls from people. So I want to schedule a 30-minute call here, a 30-minute call here, a 30-minute call here, a 30-minute call here. Well, how many people can you get on those calls? It's going to be tough, right? So for me personally, I will do like a group call in the morning. I will do a group call in the morning before anything starts, like, you know, right at the crack of dawn, 8 o'clock in the morning, and just say, hey guys, what's going on today? How can I help you? How can I serve you, right? Like, you want to really pull out, like, how can you add value to the relationship, because they will work better for you if they see and understand that you are really caring about them, and they can sense that. So I really want to make sure that you understand that your job as a leader is to make sure that other people are empowered to do their job. That's what your job is as a leader. Your job is to harness the unique abilities of other people and bring them together to get a great result on a product. That's the end of it. Hi, Junreal. Thanks. So I want you to be thankful to everyone around you. That I just noticed that Facebook added the new thankful flower. I think that's really great. That's definitely an expression that people should be more thankful. I'm definitely thankful for my team, and I try to make, so I will give you my own personal leadership style. I've tried lots of different things, and this to me seems to work the best. Is I want to be generous, and I want to understand what people are going through, and I also want to be cognizant, of course, of their time. So if you're going to have meetings, group meetings and things, have them in the morning so that people can go and dive their big blocks of time they usually need. Because if you're having chunks of time throughout the day where people have to stop what they're doing and then go to a meeting and then go back to what they're doing, guys, you are going to see a lower output. You're going to see lower yields on your team. Your productivity levels are going to be low because they don't want to have to sit there and back and forth between all these things. They need to have very focused time. Okay? So I just want to leave that with you guys. It's something that I see a lot. It kind of frustrates me when I see other people interrupting my time. And imagine if you're a coder or you're some sort of a creative and you have to come up with something and somebody's trying to take that time away from you. We don't have enough time in the day. So I want to leave you with 3 tips. Okay, I want to leave you with 3 tips here, and this is really going to summarize up everything here in this little discussion. But so first off, remember, if you're going to have meetings with your team, try to get as many people as you can in that meeting. Make sure it's very structured, have an agenda of what you need to accomplish, and ask them what they need to be empowered, okay? Right? And that way, if you, hey, this gives you also an outlet to say, hey, look, I had a meeting at 8 o'clock in the morning and this was not brought up to me. Is there a reason why? If something goes wrong, right? You give them that opportunity, right? Secondly, make sure that you're using productivity tools and time cards, especially on virtual teams. There's a couple great tools out there. Let me know if you need some. I can give you but basically you can use that as a time card that you can basically have some sort of a screenshot monitoring or an activity monitor to make sure that people are actually working. That's something that people come to me a lot saying, well, how do you know when someone's working for you? Well, I know because I have tools, but a lot of people don't. So make sure that you're using tools for productivity to keep track of what your people are doing without having to go and bother them and say, hey, what are you working on? You can just log in and see what they're working on, right? So that way you have that flexibility, and it's for their protection too, because you want to value their time, so let them work as well. Okay, and the third tip that I want to give you guys, be careful with your leadership style. One of the things that's really tough as leaders is being overwhelming and just always in people's faces, but at the same time you don't want to be that guy who's completely hands off and just lets people do what they want, because you're going to get walked on. So you have to walk that balance of appropriate interaction and also not being a micromanager. So there's kind of a fine line. So my biggest takeaway that I could give you guys out of growing a 50+ person virtual team and being able to manage them all from my house is that you have to have the systems, processes in place. You need to use the right tools, and you need to make sure that you're getting results. And really the results speak volumes. If you're able to put together a great project and people are really happy about what they do, remember, the 90-10 life is not just about you, it's about everyone around you. The people that you lead need to be doing the things that make them fascinated and passionate to wake up every day. You don't want your graphic artist to wake up and start doing data entry for you. That's why the day of the old school virtual assistant who's dedicated to you and does everything for you, it doesn't last. I can't tell you how many times I've had clients come to me and say, oh, I had an amazing girl or I had an amazing guy, and then they just left. Well, yeah, because you're making them do all sorts of stuff that they don't want to do. You want to make sure that people are doing the things that they love to do every day so that you can keep doing the things that you love to do every day. That's my closing thoughts. Jeff J. Hunter, I hope you guys have a fantastic Saturday. Love you all and have a great day. Bye-bye.